Dave Jorgensen here again. Um, this is my second video that I am doing, something that I am not used to doing. And this evening I'd like to share a story with you that kind of illustrates what I lack and what I need to be doing in this super affiliate network that I have found. And it all begins when I was about 3 years old. Now, how many of you have ever heard that you need to follow instructions? Well, back in the late 40s, well, I guess it was 49, it must have been, because I was 3 years old and I was born in 46. So back in 49, my dad was working in a small sawmill in North Bonneville, Washington, on the Washington side of the Columbia. Now that was before they dammed it up, so that part of that area where we lived is underwater now. But when I was 3 years old, my dad, he worked on the pond at the sawmill, and they didn't have rules like they have today. And so he took me to work with him. And my instructions were to stay on the bank, not to get near the water or anything else. But, you know, my intentions were good. And all of a sudden, I saw my uncle. And he was going across this log. Now, in my mind, that log was only about that big around. But it must have been bigger than that. But anyway, he went across it. Well, the first thing I thought about was, oh, that looks fun. I'll try to do that. So I started across that log, and you know where I ended up? I ended up in the log pond. And to this day, I can remember looking up, trying to find that log so I could get a hold of it. And I kept grabbing little pieces of bark and everything. Now, my dad couldn't swim. Just fortunately for me, there was another young man, the son. He was 12 years old. He was the son of the boss, the owner of the sawmill. And he saw me fall in and yelled at my dad, which was very fortunate for me. And his name was David, too. But anyway, I guess they tell me my dad almost fell in when he pulled me out. But needless to say, I went home. They had me up there on the bank, and you know what they're doing, trying to pump the water out of you. And I can remember asking my dad, "Am I drowned? Am I drowned?" No, and he said, "No, you're not drowned." So anyway, I went home. But I was thinking about that the other day, and I still hate to follow instructions. Back when I was younger, even now, when I build model cars, I don't like to follow the instructions. But every now and then I get caught and I have to break something loose because I put it together before I put that piece in because I didn't follow the instructions. And anyway, I've been that way over and over and over again. Not following directions. Or sometimes my mind gets somewhere else, and I got plenty of stories I can tell you, and I make a mistake because I didn't follow the rules. I meant to, but I missed something. And near catastrophes were the result. And all my life, I have hated, when we buy something, I hate to follow the instructions. One reason, the instructions and everything, they don't speak my language. So what do they? Well, when they want this or that, they got to use this instruction language. And when I joined the super affiliate network, I have to learn a new language. So it's hard for me to follow instructions. But I told you last night, I'm way slower than a lot of people when it comes to building my business here in San. I've got a good handle on it, but My mind does not grasp all the instructions. They give me the instructions, and a few hours later they're gone, and I can't remember the words they used, and so I'm a little bit slower, but I'm determined. I have seen the greenness of the grass in this company, and I've got to get my business down flat and get it fertilized so all the grass is green all the time. And I just wanted to share that little message with you tonight, because in life, it's all about following principles or rules or instructions. Those that have gone before us, they know, because they went by trial and error. Misha, he went by trial and error. He was ready to give up many times before he had his breakthrough. For me, there's no excuse, because he gives us all the instructions. He shows us what works, what doesn't work. And I am just so happy to be here. And I just have to get my mind wrapped around the idea that I have to follow the instructions. I can't follow them tomorrow. I need to follow them today. I'm a great manana person. If it can't be done today, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's turned into days, weeks, months. I'm about 4 or 5 months behind where I should be in this business. All because of me. And I have made my mind up that I'm going to get over that, and I'm going to catch back up. Well, you don't catch up, because I'm just that much farther behind of making the good money and steady money. I have already seen some, like I mentioned last night, I've already seen my first $1,000 day, and I'm looking for many, many more of those, which I should have had by now if I had followed instructions and got my business laid out according to the blueprint. But this old non-follower of instructions is still struggling, but not for long. And that's it for tonight, folks. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Thank you.